Hey guys, welcome to the Massive Iron Channel. I'm Steve Shaw. In this video, I'm going to give you five tips to help you improve your squat form and performance today. Before I get into that topic, if you have any questions or comments, drop them down below. The best topic ideas I turn into videos just like this. Before I get into this, if you guys are interested in some personal one-on-one coaching, I have 5 slots available. I'm opening up 5 for muscle heads. Guys that specifically want to build muscle, hit me up on Instagram at BenTheBarman, or email me, benthebarman@gmail.com. All right, so 5 tips to improve your squat form and performance right now. And these are tips that I share often with folks, and I think they will be helpful. Number 1, get a tight grip before unracking. One of the things I watch for as somebody is setting up for the squat is, do they have these loose hands? Some people will grab it and release and grab and release, and they'll kind of be overly active with their hands before they unrack. And then right before they unrack, they'll just step back. You need to have a tight grip, okay? You don't need to have a death grip, but you need to have a tight grip. What you're trying to achieve in the upper body is a reasonable degree of upper body tightness, and it starts right here in the grip. If you're loose, then your arms are going to be loose and your back's going to be loose, and likely your core is going to be loose. What you want to do is just grab that bar and, hold on, my list is falling down here. You want to grab that bar and make sure you just snug it down a little bit. By just tightening it and pulling down a little bit on driving your elbows down a little bit, your arms are going to be tight, your back's going to be a little bit tighter, etc. Tip number 2, get a big breath. Might as well just show you guys the whole list. Get a big breath before sinking. Don't see this as often as you would expect. Before you sink, and this goes back to guys that are just kind of doing this and then they squat. You have to think about bracing yourself before you sink. So get that tight grip, take a big breath, and while you're taking that big breath, think about bracing your core, bracing your abs, bracing your lower back, and having everything set and tight before you descend. So get a tight grip and brace, and take a big breath and brace yourself before sinking. Tip number 3, and this is a huge one, let your knees open. As I tell folks when I'm training them, show me your dick. If they don't have a dick, I don't say the other thing because I don't want to get in trouble. But one thing you see, one common issue with squatters, inexperienced squatters, is that they don't let their knees naturally open. They're hesitant and they kind of keep their knees forward, and it's kind of like a braking system. A braking system that's founded in insecurity. What you need, because they're not sure about the weight that's on their back. It feels heavy and they're really not sure about their squat form. You have to let your knees naturally open. The angle of your feet should be somewhere around this, give or take, if you're doing a close or a regular stance squat and not a wide stance squat. But you want the angle from your hip to your knee to match your foot angle, and that requires you to naturally allow your knees to open. A lot of times when I'm watching a squat video or somebody asks me to critique their squat, their knees are inside of the angle of their feet. You have to let your knees come open. This is such a common error. Show me your dick. Let your knees come open. If you don't know how to do that, just practice without a bar on your back. All right, tip number 4. This is going to sound like a silly one because we just talked about your big juicy testicles. Show me your big juicy testicles. But this one is drive your butthole straight down. All right, you're braced. You got a big breath. You're ready to squat. You're aware of your knees. Now when you're going down into the hole, instead of thinking about squatting, think about driving your butthole down. That'll help you stay more upright. That'll help you stay more centered and not go one way or the other, which is actually more common than you think. And it will help you stay tight, sinking down, because you're focused on driving that big old stinky butthole straight down to the ground. So think about driving your butt down. That'll help you stay upright. That'll help you stay tight. That'll help you stay braced. And that'll help you stay centered. It's a tip you don't hear often, but give it a try. See what you think. All right, tip number 5. And this is a huge one as well. Avoid soft hips. What am I talking about? When you see a squatter come up They will push, they will just grind that squat up, and then their hips will remain soft at lockout, and then their hips will just kind of daintily, gently move forward during a lockout. No, the hips are your power. They're your source of power. Your hips and your glutes are the source of your lockout power. When you get out of the hole and you're not quite at, you're just, your knees you're just above parallel. You want to start focusing on driving your hips forward to lock out that squat. That's your power source during the squat. When you see guys come up and they're like this, they get to about here where they're halfway to lockout, and then they know they got it, and then they kind of have soft hips, right? Don't do that. Drive those hips forward. I tell people day in and day out, you have soft hips, drive them forward. Let's see some power out of those hips. You have to focus on this cue on every rep. This will help you be more consistent with your lockouts. So guys, hope this video has been of some help. If you have any questions or comments, drop them down below. If you made it this far in this video and have yet to subscribe to my channel, please do. I'd appreciate the support. So guys, as always, thanks for watching. Have a great day.